Charlie Brown.
Thank you. I love the dance. Dog dance in the background too. I love it. That's amazing.
I love the
All
music.
right.
I love Charlie Brown.
Who doesn't? When there's a Charlie Brown Jay-Z mashup together, that makes my heart And then when I see a dog in the background at the same time, your dog was getting into it. That was
So
amazing.
on point. Yes. Love it.
This is going to be a fun one. Hi, Crystal. Oh, hello. So glad to have you on here. So glad that our mutual friend Jason Smith introduced us. It's been fun getting to know you over the past few weeks. To those listening to the OhHello podcast, or those watching on LinkedIn, on TikTok, YouTube, thank you. We appreciate you. Crystal, who are you? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, thank you so much. First of all, I'm so humbled and it's a pleasure to be here. It's been great getting to know you too, Jeremy. I am Crystal Wallace. I am a mother first, a wife, a human, and I am the Chief Growth Officer of the IPG Partnership Platforms Program, driving really data and tech continuity around our network and really delivering on the transformational services on enterprise platforms as it relates to MarTech. And that's a little bit about me, but yeah, I'm just a gal.
A transformational marketer, a digital native, someone who's been in this ecosystem for quite a long time. You and I were talking about your family. You have a daughter who turns 21 this weekend. So congrats on that. That's exciting.
Thank you so much. Yes, I've been in this industry, not my first career, actually. I started in risk management and insurance. I was a commercial underwriter for AIG and got involved in marketing, a marketing program that was worldwide, around the world. And very soon I was like, my personality is a little bit more than just underwriting, but I love the data and the risk part of things. So I eventually somehow ended up in this crazy world of advertising, more so on the platform side, working for Search Ignite, really in the early dawn of search marketing and really performance marketing, and had the opportunity to be in that startup environment. I was, I think, number 5 employee at Search Ignite, which was connected to 360i, and building an amazing search platform, really kind of the start of real kind of, portfolio management and search bidding. And we had bid scientists before there was even kind of this notion of data science. And I got to wear multiple hats, and it got me really steeped on both the technical side of things, but also really how you use applications to drive business outcomes related to really integrated marketing. And since then, I've navigated throughout this industry, working for amazing agencies. I'm at IPG now. I was formerly at Publicis for 8 years. Before that, Dentsu for 8, and have met amazing people, smart minds. But I would say really what's kind of kept me, I guess, inspired and kind of meeting kind of my intrinsic need for always learning is really through mentorship and allyship, connecting with people who see kind of the best of me and see kind of my superpowers and my natural talents that I can bring to bear, and have really pushed me to stretch and deliver on really amazing kind of innovative ways of working, operations, technologies that I've kind of been able to be at the forefront of some of all this great transformation that has taken place over the course of 15 years within our industry from a digital standpoint.
That's amazing. So over those 15 years, how would you characterize the skill set of what you are going to be bringing and sharing to the OhHello community, just in the sense of 15 years of experience as someone who's worked at 3 major holding companies, been a part of advertising tech, marketing tech, and just digital transformation within itself?
Mm-hmm. What I bring to the table first and foremost is really data strategy. that drives business outcomes, and being able to orchestrate people, platforms, and teams in a way that makes it simple, helps brands realize who their next best customer is, but really how to operationalize that. Being able to create and form great vision strategies from a go to market standpoint, but actually be able to operationalize those and drive it forward, which sometimes is lacking, especially when you're trying to orchestrate and harmonize the data and tech supply chain and make it make sense in a world where you need to drive reach. The consumption and the consumers are changing in terms of their needs, wants, mindsets, and you need to stay at pace with the acceleration of change, which
Yeah.
is not necessarily a bona fide scientific theory, but it's playing out as if it is in terms of, just transformation and what we're seeing happen and driven by technology.
With change and the transformation, the mentorship that you're going to be providing to this community and just you as a leader within our ecosystem, what would you tell your younger self? You told me that you've got 3 daughters, 2 bonus daughters.
Mhm.
You have managed many people. You've been a leader. Looking back, what would you tell your 25 self, your 21-year-old self?
Looking back, I would absolutely tell my younger self that you are worth it. You are,
I love that.
have special, you have talent, and you deserve a right to be here. Being enabled, so I have a disability, and it's taken me a long time to realize that it's not a disability, it's an enablement. Obviously, I'm a woman, I'm a Black woman in an industry, and especially the side of the industry that I sit on is male dominated. There's not a lot of people who look like me. And so, several times throughout my career, I've I've gotten that imposter syndrome. Like I think we all do, but being able to seek out people who look like me, people who have been able to see my talents before I even could and see the hope. I think Oprah has a wonderful quote that a mentor is that person who can see and bring out the hope in you. It's been the lifeblood and the acceleration that's gotten me where I am today. I don't come in the normal, mold of my, peers. And so having that type of support and allyship and mentors who, even if I'm not in the room, they speak on my behalf. They're able to translate and help me with my personal branding, which as an introvert, natural introvert, like
That's what you told me.
it is. Even
I'm
this
trying to put a spotlight on you.
you're spotlighting me, and this is part of my stretch goal, and this is what I love about humanity and experience. Like you're never done. There's always, new things to learn. There's always ways that you can evolve and improve who you are. And so really understanding and having that confidence, being able to, whatever way you do it, speak yourself up, speak life into yourself is some of the things that I wish I had when I was younger, and didn't let kind of those thoughts and fears, run rampant to sometimes, it would hold me back for opportunities that really I had the right to win at. So,
That was so heartfelt because imposter syndrome is something that takes place for everyone, but you're so damn right, and you nailed it in terms of what so many people in the industry of tech, marketing, advertising look like. A lot of them look like me, and so to have the confidence and to overcome and accept something that may have been framed previously in your life as a disability, and to embrace it, to accept it, and you told me what that is. But also just not looking like ever. And it's up to you if you want to talk about that. But
yeah, I mean, I'm dyslexic. I have, attention deficit disorder, and I have clinical depression, and all of those things at face value create challenges, but I've been able to reframe. And my dyslexia it allows me to think very differently, but also in an interesting way, make connections. And I'm always looking for analogies and trends. Like that's my natural orientation, which lends itself because obviously I'm, you know, skilled at data tech and analytics. So I'm able to see that pattern behavior in all things, whether they be systems or people, and then find kind of intersection points to bring synergies together. And that is definitely unique to my enablement. And my dad, who I always say I'm probably the oldest digital native, born in 80, I've always had a computer because my dad was a system programmer. He worked for the likes of Texas Instruments, Oracle, like he was kind of really kind of first mover. So I remember, coding when I was 3,
Love this.
I was 7 years old. I was on BBS boards. So before it was any quote unquote a scaled internet, I was chatting, and unfortunately, it was mostly on adult bulletin boards because those were the only ones that could keep their numbers alive because of, their monthly active users. And very early on, then I got into the online dating sphere because that was really the only kind of interface that was scaled through Love AOL. So before, there was a match.com. I was on there, like, I met my college friends, and it was more so platonic. I always wanted to connect with people. Hence why I love traveling globally. I love meeting different people because I think diversity is definitely the spice of life. And
Couldn't
that's
agree
not
more.
diversity and, race, ethnicity. I mean, diversity in who people are. And that's how I think life is made living, that interaction of different experiences. And you only get that through connecting with people.
So connecting with people, overcoming different obstacles, embracing who you are, being confident, uh, having parents who enabled you and helped you in such a young age, just tinker with computers as a kid is pretty amazing. Being an introvert and coming out, being a Black woman in our ecosystem, and being surrounded with a bunch of people that don't always look like you, that is part of the reason I am creating OhHello. I want a marketplace of people and connectivity so everyone can learn from different experiences, different colors, different ethnicities, different skill sets, different ages. And so we're so excited to have you on the platform. I know that you have to go in a couple minutes for your next meeting. I do want to ask you this though, Crystal. Tell me a little bit more about a mentor or two professionally that's made a big impact on your career.
Yeah, I have Helen Lynn, who is a titan in this industry.
I've met her. Yep.
Yeah, met her at Publicis, and at first I was she's a big personality and just a straight shooter, and I was a little intimidated, but she saw something special in me and took me up under her wings, and she's just inspired me. One of the first kind of things that really helped me, I think, kind of navigate this industry is she used to tell me how to navigate politics, which is very uncomfortable. And she's like, no, turn it into power. Understand the framing of where people come from in political environments and how you can use that, to your effect in a better way. Another person is E.T. Franklin, Esther Franklin. She is chief strategy officer, I believe, at Spark. And she was someone who looked like me. So to be able to see yourself in the highest echelons of this industry is really important because that gives you kind of the belief that, yes, you can aspire up this ladder and you have an example in front of you.
Love
And she's so dear. She sends me little cards in the mail, which is amazing. But she helped me really connect kind of in a human way how to talk tech, how to bring tech data strategy, and put it in a framework so that the layman can understand its impacts and how to harness that power from an end-to-end, marketing and media standpoint, and how to really pull that thread all the way through kind of the value chain. So personally, she was definitely inspirational just to see her progression and understand how she kind of rose throughout, her career ladder. But even from a technical, a business standpoint, really helping me land on, a talk track that translate a common vernacular so that people can, see tech for what it is. And it's not that tech to tech speak where it's just like, oh, this is too confusing. She was invaluable with that. And then Tracy Young Lincoln, she's just a powerhouse, an innovator. Me and her, I always say she's the yin to my yang or vice versa because she has these amazing visions. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know the pieces to bring that and put that together and make it a reality. And it's funny because some of the neuro language programming applications and AI, those things that everyone is buzzing about right now, like we did that 8 years ago,
A decade ago, right?
decades ago. And I always say there's nothing new up under the sun. There's just always evolution of the, the here and the now. And so just being connected to those, powerhouse, strong women in our industry, visionaries really has been amazing.
This has been Crystal. This has been so much fun. I love the vulnerability, the confidence that you exude. So we are so excited to have you be on our OhHello platform. This was such a fun one. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
To
Jeremy.
everyone listening, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Thank you, Crystal.